Did you ever think what it would be like traveling along in an open car without a windshield? Boy, you wouldn't go very far before you got all splattered with mud. And you'd have to keep your eyes closed so as not to be blinded by the dust. Well, when you're traveling along in Life Rangers, common sense acts as a pretty important windshield. It lets you see where you're going.
I am the greatest.
Did you ever think what it would be like traveling along in an open car without a windshield? Boy, you wouldn't go very far before you got all splattered with mud. And you'd have to keep your eyes closed so as not to be blinded by the dust. Well, when you're traveling along in Life Rangers, common sense acts as a pretty important windshield. It lets you see where you're going.
I am the greatest.
We are back in the building. It's me and the Mass Media Group. My name is Yamoya.
And I am Kim with the Mend.
And I am Darlene. And we want to thank everyone for joining us today.
All right, today is Sunday, October the 15th. And if you have a chance yet to go see Reparations Now, the documentary, go to reparationsnowdoc.com. It's also available on Tubi. Check out merch, Reparations Now, cut the check at etnmediagroupstore.com. That's etnmediagroupstore.com.
And as always, for all your Amazon shopping needs, please use the ETM Amazon affiliate link before doing all your shopping on Amazon.com. That helps us out. Help us, help you.
Absolutely. All right. So if you haven't seen this episodes called The Case of Manuel Smith, go ahead and put it in the chat. We do have a playlist before we leave, so we'll go ahead and put it in the chat so you could see the full series, see what's going on with Manuel Smith, and support what's going on down out there in Menlo Park. HR 5860 reading. What's in the bill? I did a 3-part reading on this. We'll also put a playlist if you have not read it, this is on the federal level. This is the current temporary bill that's due in November 17th. It's coming up, so a lot of stuff going on with our government. And this Tuesday, right here on Amend the Mass Media Group, the Census Bureau is holding its second webinar. We actually missed the first one. Don't know what happened, but we're going to try to stream this one. That's October 17th, Eastern Standard, at 1 p.m. So that's what, is that 10 or 11?
That's 10 a.m. our
Is
time.
it 10 a.m.? Okay, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard. But for those who are on the East Coast or Central or Pacific, please tune in.
Oh, who is just that? That is me. My name is Darlene Crumity. And what this picture is, I am a member of CJEC's community organizing and mobilizing team. And one of the goals we set for ourselves is to take I took not only CJEC's informational flyers, but also flyers of SB 490 and of our Bay Area. And the goal was to put them in a Black business in your area. This is the Marina Lounge. It is owned by my niece, as you can see her standing next to me. And it is in Sassoon City, and it's just an exit away from my house. So that's me and my beautiful niece Elise. And it was a great night. I even had and it was during last Sunday during the 49er and the Cowboys game. And at halftime, I was allowed to come up to on the stage and talk about reparations for about a minute and a half. So it was really I got great responses. People were coming up to me. By the time I went around the fourth quarter and looked at that front desk, I had to replenish. People were grabbing them. So folks in Fairfield, Sassoon are ready, and I'm here to help them. So.
Wonderful. Thank you for spreading the word.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, darling. Can you just briefly explain kind of what's happening in terms of like the outreach right now?
Well, that is like I said, one of the goals of the community organizing and mobilizing team of CJEC is to spread word about the next step, the next phase of what's happening with reparations since the task force has sunset. We know that was June 29th. And one of the goals is to reach out to Black businesses to let their constituents know what's going on. I chose Marina Lounge because, like I say, the owner is my niece. And I really didn't know if I was going to get that big of a response because, I picked Sunday, the night of the 49er Dallas Cowboy game. But they were so receptive coming up to me. And like I said, I was able to speak for about a minute and a half. So that is our goal, is to seek out Black businesses and put that free information in place. So when people are in there, they could just grab it. And then all the cards have QR codes where you can get more information. You can still get information about the task force. You can download the almost 1,100 page final report. You can learn about the SB 490, which is the creation of the agency that all things going to flow reparations. So, and then of my group, Arc Bay Area, here in the Bay Area. So that's what it is. And the day before, that was Sunday the 8th, the day before, Sassoon had their 18th annual Arts and Wine Festival. So I did go down there and I was able to do a little foot canvassing there. I also got great response. And I would have to say the Fairfield Sassoon area has been kind of neglected. So I'm just trying to change that.
All right, appreciate that. Appreciate your due diligence.
Yes. And with the organizing and mobilizing, we definitely need all hands on deck. There I am, spreading the word about reparations and the legislation that we'll be seeing go through the legislative cycle for SB 490. So just spreading the word to everyone we see. Happened to be at the Halls of Justice when I was doing my canvassing the people around. I'm here, and Umoya came out to cover as I did a pro se filing lawsuit against the city of Sacramento. And we did a little boots on the ground that will give you some more information about how to do a pro se filing and the procedures behind it. We'll be playing a little video that will give more context into my case. If you stick around to the end here, we'll have that for you as well. And then look for the boots on the ground segment on my pro se filing against the city of Sacramento next week.
Okay. That's a good job, Kim.
Thank you. I just, think it's important that we share our testimony and, transgressions that come against us.
Yes. And that's really important because sometimes we feel like we don't have a defense. We don't have a defense mechanism. We don't have any channels that, and probably rightfully so, that, we've been kicked down a little bit, but we do have that right to seek justice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we just need to get more in the habit of doing that.
Of doing it, yeah.
And
yes.
I think the establishment and powers that be, they just expect us not to do anything and not to say anything, and that's why things are so slow to change. So we all have to do our due diligence in that.
Yes. Well, they want you not to, for one thing.
Right.
So.
They want you not to. And, they don't make it easy.
Easy, no.
But that's why I look for the boots on the ground. It'll give some insights to the process and show that, we can do this. I mean, this is,
and we do have a voice.
Yeah.
Well, and it's our right too. I mean, we're American citizens.
Yes.
So it's your right, I think oftentimes we, especially as Black American descendants, that since we built this country, and we've been unfortunately in this situation for 400 plus years, quote unquote at the bottom, that, we don't have, any right to put in claims of justice like this. But as individuals, we definitely have the right. So it's your right. And if you want to, file a claim or grievance against, the city, state, or even the federal, it's your right to do so.
Yes,
absolutely. And hopefully, the work we do will help demystify the process.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of processes, what do we need to get to our reparations out here in California?
We need 41 votes from our assembly members, 21 votes from our senators, and 1 governor to sign. That is what we are calling the equation to get us California reparations right here. 41 plus 21 plus 1 equals California reparations.
All right, let's get it.
And the following forms of reparation exist. One is, and this is established by the UN, so 1 is restitution, 2 is compensation, 3 is rehabilitation, 4 satisfaction, and 5 guarantees of non-repetition. Reparations must include all of these, and especially, you'll hear people say, oh, but what about, the money? Like we always say, if it ain't got compensation in it, it ain't reparations. All 5 components.
All right, SB 490. This is the bill that's going to establish the California American Freedmen Affairs Agency, possibly a genealogy office, communications and media affairs, data research and collection office, and so much more. If you have yet to see our breakdown on SB 490, please, I think we did that. You have to look back. I don't know.
Yeah, that one was the town hall, I believe.
The town hall that we broke
Chris
down.
L. joined us on that. So
yeah.
Check it out.
All right. So right here in California, the last day for the governor to sign or veto bills ended on October 14th. So maybe we'll go and see. Obviously, we won't go through all the bills, but we'll see kind of how many bills he did sign, didn't sign, and so forth. We'll have to do our research on that. Deadline was yesterday. And also, Looks like the legislature will reconvene on January the 3rd of 2024.
All right, and why we are here today, this QR code here will take you to the website where you can put in your address information and find out who your California State representative is in the Senate and in the Assembly. So you might want to shot that for later. So you find out who your representatives are. We will all need to be reaching out to our representatives coming up this legislative session to let them know, that they need to vote yes on SB 490. All right, we ready to get into the reason why we are here?
Okay, who do we have up first? We have Assembly Member Phil Tang, who is of the Democratic Party, California State Assembly District 19, tenure 2012 to present, and his term ends in 2024. He's been in the position for 10 years. He has an office at the state capitol and also a office in San Francisco, Golden Gate Avenue, Suite 14600. I just say Golden Gate. I used to live in Golden Gate Avenue when I was living in San Francisco. He has counties that represent San Francisco and San Mateo. He supports COVID-19 economic recovery, affordable housing, environmental preservation. He has a total population in his counties of 503,871, white at 34.86% or 175,000, Hispanic or Latino 14.59% or 73,000, Black or African American 2.53 at 12,733, which is definitely in line with San Francisco population. And the Asian population is booming at 41.76%, 210,401, which definitely is, you could go to San Francisco and you can see that in and of itself. Like I said, Phil Tang, he is a member of the Democratic Party. California State Assembly representing District 19. He assumed office December 3rd, 2012. And again, his term ends December 2nd, 2024. Let's see, he ran for re-election to the California State Assembly to represent District 19, and he won in the general election on November the 8th, 2022. And we want to shout out to him because his AB 3121 vote was a yay.
Well, yay for him.
Yes.
All right, we have Liz Ortega, who's a member of the Democratic Party and is a member of the California State Assembly representing District 20. She assumed office on December 5th, 2022. Her current term ends on December 2nd, 2024. She won in the general election on November 8th, 2022. And let's see what else is going on here with Liz Ortega. She has an office at the Capitol and an office in Hayward, California. She represents the county of Alameda. Alameda, that's the correct one. She supports a working class and employee union. In terms of the population, it's like 516,000 approximately. Out of that population, Hispanic or Latino is 162,000, white 103,000, Black or African American at 40,000, Asian at 175,000, and she was not in office when AB 3121 was up for a vote.
All right. Next up, we have Diane Pappin, a Democrat, California State Assembly District 21. Diane here, let's see, District 21 assumed office on December 5th, 2022. Her current term ends December 2nd, 2024. She won in the general election on November 8th, 2022. So that is why she's in the position she's in. She has a office at the state capitol here in Sacramento and also one in San Mateo, California. She represents San Mateo from Brisbane to East Palo Alto. So if that's your district, that is your representative. Let's see, her population is 493,000 plus. White is 36.65% at 180, 943,000 constituents. Hispanic or Latino at 27.72%, 136,842. Black African American at a paltry 2.10%, 10,369, and Asian at 26%, 128,370 constituents in that district there. She supports climate change, gun safety, affordable housing, and quality healthcare services. She was not in office at the time of the AB 3121 vote. So we'll definitely need to reach out to her and get her thoughts on reparations for descendants in California.
Okay, up next, we have from the Republican Party, Assemblymember Juan Atlantis. He represents California State Assembly District 22, tenure to 2022 to present. His term ends 2024. He has an office at the state capitol, and he has a district office in Modesto. His counties are Stanislaus and Merced, and cities in that area is Modesto and Turlock. I'm going to come back to Turlock in a minute. He supports reducing the cost of living for working families and protection of the Central Valley water rights. The total population is 488,632. As you can see, white is at 45.6%, 223,000. Hispanic, 22.8%, 111,000. Black at 1.8, 8,672, and Asian at 24.1% at 1,018. He, like I said, he came into office representing District 22. He assumed office on December 5th, 2022, and his current term ends December 2nd. And he ran for the general election for the state assembly, and he won on November 8th, 2022. And his AB 3121 vote, he was not in office. And if I can just go back to Turlock for a minute, and we have the Black population at 1.8, I do have a story. My first cousin, may he rest in peace, Mr. Cheryl Estes, he passed away maybe 6 years ago. He was the first Black captain, and I want to say captain because I don't remember, of the fire department down in Turlock. So my brother and I went to his service. I mean, it was all, with the fire engines out there. It was really spectacular. It was very well put together. But when he passed away, he was on his second marriage, and both times he was married to white women. And as an adult, we did not have a relationship with our cousin, but that is our first cousin. So we went to the service, and when me and my brother were entering, we were stopped by his wife, telling us that only family could come in. And, I'm like, okay, you married to a Black man. but you're saying that we can't come in. What she should have said was, "Are you family members?"
Right, right.
Yeah,
Just
I mean, she actually
assuming.
stopped us. She just assumed that maybe we were just, you know, I don't know, because she didn't know us. We didn't have an adult relationship with our cousin, but she stopped us. And so what she did was went and got, it was four brothers. She went and got one of the brothers to vouch for us. And I just thought, okay, she didn't know us, one thing, but, we immediately go to, is it because I'm black? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Instead of
this is
just kind of asking us.
a little bit off topic, but do you think that you didn't have such a tight relationship because of his extended family, wife, and
No, no,
those
no, no,
type
no.
of
That
things?
wasn't it at all. When we migrated from Los Angeles to San Francisco, it was four families, and they were one of the four. We all used to live together when we first came to San Francisco in 1962. It was four brothers. There was four Estes brothers. The two other oldest brothers, Alan, and then this cousin that passed away. They were pretty much way like 16, 17. Well, the rest of us was like 6, 5, and 8.
Okay,
That
so
was
they were just
why. It
older.
was just the age difference,
Okay, well, all
you know.
shade to your cousin.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. I mean, I could look at it in both ways now. She didn't know us, but she could have said it a little differently.
Do you
We were.
recall if you got to know her at all during the service, or
Oh my gosh, she couldn't stop apologizing.
okay,
I mean, it was to the point, okay, we get it. We're not mad. It's one of those things. Move on. But
yeah.
and even at the repast, she kept coming up because she knew she had kind of handled it a little
Hmm.
wrong, you know. So it was just interesting, you know.
Thank you for sharing that
Yeah.
story.
So I'm just saying that 1.8 black in Turlock in Modesto, yes,
Ain't much change.
ain't much changed, you know.
And one more question about it. So the black people that did make it in, family, and were there black people at the funeral?
Well, I think he had one schoolmate that was there, but it's funny that you should say this, Kim, because my cousin did live white. And they had a beautiful slideshow of my cousin's life. And to be honest with you, the only black people that were in there was his mother and his brothers.
Hmm.
And let me say this, and I'm proud to say that his mother is 85, and my mother, who is 89, are the last two surviving siblings from my grandmother out of 8. So, hmm
Wow.
yes.
Wow.
So I mean, he
Mm.
just lived in a white world. I mean, sometimes that just happens.
Well, usually when you ascend to heights, that's one of the reasons.
Yes. Hmm.
All right, so we have Mark Berman. Thanks, Darlene, once again for that story. Really appreciate that. Mark Berman, he's of the Democratic Party. He's a member of the California State Assembly, representing District 23. Assumed office on December 5th, 2022. His current term ends on December 2nd, 2024. Let's see here. He supports firearm violence prevention, infrastructure improvement, education, and asylum seekers, specifically women. He has an office at the Capitol and an office in Palo Alto. Let's see what else. He represents counties of San Mateo and Santa Clara. Population is approximately 474,000. Hispanic at 63,000. White at 224,000. Black American at 7,000, at a whopping 1.61%. And Asian alone at 147,000 at 31%. So it looks like in that district, it's predominantly white and Asian. Which I don't know, and obviously our brother Emmanuel Smith would have to confirm, but I don't know. That might be in his district, I think. I think he's around that area.
Around that area,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think the
Palo Alto.
I think the Palo Alto family. You know, if we got folks from the Palo Alto in the building, but I think there might be at least one or two.
At least partially, and the
least
woman
partially, yeah.
Diane Pappin that I reviewed
It's
also
East Palo Alto.
East Palo Alto.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
that's why it's important to know who your representatives are. Use that handy
Absolutely.
tool. All right, so we have Alex Lee here of the Democratic Party. As a member of the California State Assembly representing District 24. He assumed office on December 5th, 2022. His current term ends on December 2nd, 2024. He has offices at the Capitol, State Capitol, and also in Milpitas. Counties are Alameda and Santa Clara. Population 478,426. Of that, white is 14.44% at 69,000 plus. Hispanic or Latino is at 16.17, and that is 77,346. Black or African American is at 2.22% at 10,610, and Asian is at 62.57% at 299,343. He supports public safety, climate change, and education. And even though it says that he also served here, California State Assembly District 25, it appears that he did not take that position until November 3rd, 2020, which was after the AB 3121 vote. So he was not in office at the time of that vote.
Hey, Kim, do you mind going back to the previous slide, please? With Mark Berman. I think I didn't mention something.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, so it looks like Mark Berman wasn't in office at the time. I think I'll have to double check that. So yeah. So I just wanted to, regarding AB 3121, I don't think I mentioned that.
Okay, because it does look like he held office 24 at some point in his career, but he might be like Alex Lee here and may have taken that position after the AB 3121 vote. So yeah,
I need to double check because he may have had a yes vote, but I think I have. Either way, I corrected it at some point. We'll see on the summary slide if that's correct. So
okay,
just want to make note of that. Thanks.
Sounds good.
Okay, and speaking of which, this is the successor for District 25, Ash Kare. He's an Indian American. He is with the Democratic Party, and he is over California State Assembly District 25. Tenure is 2022 to present. And he has offices at the state capitol and in his district of San Jose. His total population is 497,894. White at 14.50%, 72,000. Hispanic or Latino, 42.17%, or 209,945. Black or African American, 2.84% at 14,120. Asian at 36.79%, 183,186. His counties include Santa Clara, with the majority of it being in San Jose. He supports criminal justice reform, environmental protection, and single-payer healthcare system. And he is, again, a member of the Democratic Party. He is representing District 25, and he assumed office on December 5th, 2022. His current term is December the 2nd. and he won in the general election for District 25 on November the 8th. And he served as a San Jose City Council in California, representing District 2, and he was the first elected to the City Council in 2008, and he was term limit out of office in 2016. And it's interesting how this works. So maybe I need to go back and find, because we have him down for AB 3121 vote as a yay, but then it says he assumed this office in 2022. That would have been after.
Right, but it
Yeah,
also looks like he was a California State
Assembly
Assembly District
27.
27. Yeah,
Yes.
so that must have
hmm
been when he cast
When
his
he voted,
yes
yes.
vote.
hmm
Mhm.
So that's why Alex Lee did not cast a vote.
Correct. So it was a
Yes.
yes vote on
hmm
that district either way. So that's a good
So
thing.
that's a good thing. And he is the first Indian American. I usually don't like to say those type of things, but he is the first Indian American assembly member.
All right.
All right, we have Evan Lowe of the Democratic Party. Is a member of the California State Assembly representing District 26. He assumed office on December 5th, 2022. His current term ends on December 2nd, 2024. Lowe, the Democratic Party, once again ran for re-election to the California State Assembly to represent 26. He won in the general election on November 8th, 2022. He supports technology and innovation, small businesses, and job growth. He represents counties Santa Clara. Population that he represents is around 472,000. Hispanic or Latino at 84,000, 17%. Let's see, white at 128,000 at 27%. Black or African American at 9,000 at 2%, and Asian alone at 225,000, 47%. He has offices in Cupertino, and I believe Cupertino, that's where a lot of the companies like, I think iTunes is in Cupertino. Oh yeah, I think iTunes is in, or iTunes Apple is in Cupertino, and also the Capitol. He has an office there, and looks like he represents counties of Santa Clara. I believe I said that. And as far as AB 3121, he was not in office at the time.
Okay. And we have Esmeralda Soria, a Democratic Party, California State Assembly representing District 27. She assumed office on December 5th, 2022. Her current term ends on December 2nd, 2024. Let's see, represent District 27. She won in the general election, which is why she's in the position she's in now. Soria served on the Fresno City Council from 2015 to 2022. So it looks like this is her first term in the Assembly. District 27, she represents counties Fresno, Madera, and Merced. She has office at the Capitol and one in Merced. The population is 512,647. Of that, white 101,747. White residents at 19.85%. Hispanic or Latino, we have 342,307 at 66.77%. Black or African American, we have 16,040 at 3.13%. And Asian, we have 35,302 at 6.89%. Let's see, she supports public safety, community development, creating good paying jobs, and affordable and accessible housing. As far as the AB 3121 vote, she was not in office at that time. All right, so I think that rounds out our representative research for this week. Um, that's just kind of a roundup here of the votes so far. We will keep tally on that. Um, yeah, did you want to check the one that you had in question on this slide?
Yeah, I
Jermaine?
think Mark Berman was a yay. Yeah, I think Mark Berman was a yay. So I think he was in a different district at the time.
Okay,
Um,
okay. So we'll have to go back
correct.
and
Yeah.
change that. Mhm.
Yeah, because I was like,
Well, you
man,
have
maybe
him
I
at
can.
it. Can you go back to that? You have him at a yay right here, don't you?
Right here, but
Yeah,
on the
On
actual
the slide.
slide,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
not in office.
not in office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why it's important to do checks and balances. And make sure to keep us on task here. And as always, weekly, if you will do the honors, Darlene.
Yes, okay. For the California State Assembly, who we need to watch, of course, our good friend Megan Dale. She is a Republican in District 1. And Vincent Fong, Republican, District 32. James Gallagher, Republican, District 3. Kevin Kiley, who is Republican, but no longer in the state assembly, but in the House, U.S. House, District 3. We need to keep an eye on him as when our reparations formally go to the national stage. Devon Mathis, Republican, District 33. Jay Obanoti, Republican. Also, again, we need to watch him. U.S. House, District 23. Jim Patterson, Republican, District 8. And Marie Waldron, Republican, District 75. Keep an eye out.
We watching you.
And I'm just looking at my printout, and you are correct. Mark Berman was a yes. Yeah, I'm just looking at the printout for AB 3121.
All right, so yay for Mark Berman.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yay, yay, yay.
Doing the right thing. Do the right thing.
Like Spike
Do the
Lee,
right
do the right
thing.
thing.
Do the right thing.
Speaking of do the right thing, so we're actually working on Blacklisted once again, so we're going to be relaunching that.
Yay,
we might
my
have
favorite after the reparations now. But I'm just saying
Appreciate
that
that.
is an amazing piece.
Appreciate that, Darlene,
Yes.
as always. So we're going to probably have a watch and sit party sometime.
great.
I don't know when, maybe around Thanksgiving-ish. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Oh, I look forward
but
to
we're
it.
going to have definitely a watch and sip, and, might have the community come in and chat and give them or have them give us some feedback, not only on the documentary, but just, what's going on in general with the community. So be on the lookout for that.
Definitely hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the.
What a way to spend. Don't most people back in my day, you would have Thanksgiving and go to a movie. So why not have this? This would be great. This watch and sip. Bring us back a little nostalgia.
And it's just amazing. When we talk about entertainment and education, we'll give so much of our effort and time to entertainment. And I'm saying in general, not just pointing out just individual, but in general, right? Instead of, trying to keep informed. And so that's why we appreciate everybody who does tune in to what we're doing, that they keep informed, because it's important. It's important to know, who your, council person is, your representatives, both on the state and federal level. Because as reading HR 5860 and seeing the things that can possibly impact us on a federal level, and then as we're reading this SB 490, in us doing our canvassing, talking about these particular legislations, I have to tell people, like, you have to get involved. Call your representative, even if you're outside of California. Uh, pick up the phone and just call somebody in California, right? Even if it's the governor being like, hey, you got this bill coming up. And if there's, something that you feel like, ETN Media Group can highlight, hit us up, etnmediagroup@gmail.com. We don't have the largest platform on the interweb, but, we got little reach. So, hit us up if you feel like something that we need to, send out to the community so the community is aware.
Well, and again, I'm going to say on the same line as when we saw Kim, filing her case, it's the same thing with being able to contact your representative. Again, we as Black American descendants, we've kind of like not done that, and that's what they're counting on. For us not to have a voice. So I just think those two are kind of connected. And it is our right as California's citizens that we have that right and we exercise it.
Exactly. So I'll just say, get involved, get engaged, and, get active on this. So I think we're going to go out with a little video again that gives a little bit more.
There's some comments do you want to do the comments first, Kim, and then go out with the?
Oh, yeah, let's see what we've got.
Yeah.
You want to take us through the comments, Shimoya?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. Look at Kim at the Hall of JVSTICE. Justice League.
Yeah, and
shout out to Black Magic.
It's not always easy, putting yourself out there, but it's important, especially in this reparations movement where we're thinking of future generations. They need to know the trials and tribulations that were going on, with those that came before them.
Actually, shout out to Black Magic Mike, man. We always appreciate you coming through.
What's
up? Yes. Shout out, Mike.
Shout out with you, brother. Yeah, Justice League. And by the way, take a look at our upcoming Boots on the Ground so we can explain what JVSTIC is if you don't already know. All right. Hey, Kim. Hey, Darlene. Shout out to Magic Mike. Appreciate you,
Black
brother.
Magic Mike from Tulsa, and Ashe. So sorry about the sad news coming out with the last Tulsa survivor. Ellis Hughes, I believe is his name, that transitioned recently without ever receiving any justice.
Yeah, man. Shout out, peace, Ashe to the ancestors for sure. EPA for reparations, as always, salute East Palo Alto in the building. Peace, family. Thanks for coming through. As always, appreciate you. All right. Still dealing with them, folks. I understand that one.
Unfortunately.
I'm shook. I didn't expect that. That's funny. Let's see. Wow, our number's so low. I'm assuming you're talking about the Black descent.
Yeah. Across the board, unfortunately, in California.
Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, it's interesting though, because we should do like a timeline one of these days. I don't, obviously not now, but just kind of seem like in general with California and then like the federal, like during the migration, like what happened and like why aren't more Black people here in California?
Right.
I mean, because if we're like 13% of the population, this like what, close to 30, almost give or take 30, 35, 40 million people. And it's just like, what happened in that time? Why did Blacks move to California? Why did Blacks leave California? So that's kind of an interesting, topic to research. I mean, we can guess, but you know how that goes. All right, EPA for reparation
by design, for real.
But God plus one is a majority. We got this. Yep.
It is definitely by design. to dilute the voting bloc. Even uh, Friday mentioned it on the documentary. I mean, dilution. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mike. Yes, appreciate that.
All right. Um, yep. Coded
Yep,
language.
yep,
We got you.
yeah, yep, yep. It does, definitely.
We got you. Yes, that is Apple and Cupertino.
Hmm.
The community, UT keep blocking my comments. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, bro. I know last week or the week before, I can't remember. It was weird. I swear we went live one time, and then like the show didn't even like broadcast. It was just really weird. I have no idea what happened. I don't know if it's a technical glitch or if YouTube just for some reason didn't air the show. But yeah, I've heard some interesting things that happen on YouTube. I don't know why they keep blocking your comments, bro. But yeah, definitely let us know. If something's strange, so we can at least on our end do the best we can, to keep the community informed. Let's see. These folks in Tulsa ain't trying to do right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-mm.
I mean, how can you have people who actually survived, the
Right.
Black American Holocaust, right? They survived.
And
They were
not
there
get
during that time.
justice. And then they
Not
come
get
with that
justice.
old tired line of, oh, nobody's alive anywhere. What? When they were alive, you didn't do what you were supposed to do when they were alive. And you're like waiting for these people to die so you can say, oh, nobody's alive anymore. Well, they were at the time when the justice claim was filed.
I mean,
And let's
absolutely.
be honest, that's what they hope will happen here in California on the national stage. I did listen to something interesting where someone said the boomer class is dying, and it's true, but that's why what we're doing, what every reparationist is doing, we have to bring up these young people. So, regardless of who's dying off, because there's life and there's definitely death, we have people to, bring up the rear.
Mm.
It's so important that we reach our young people, because that class is dying off, and we need the next generation to, well, they kind of dropped the mantle anyway, but I'm included in that class, so I'm not talking about them, just stating some facts. This is why this show and everything else, reparation, is so important. We not just, we would not have a Tulsa here in California.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That I mean, look, let's just be real. And I think we've probably talked about this before, and if we haven't, well, now we're talking about it now. I mean, look, Special Field Order, 15, right, by Tecumseh Sherman. I mean, after Reconstruction, if y'all did right, and repaired and gave reparations to Black folk, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now. But
No.
Tulsa is, once again, we're just going through the same motion. But I think, you just have individuals like yourself, Darlene, shout out to Darlene, Kim, CJEC, and some of the others, if you want to call yourself ADOS, FBA,
Whatever.
DOAS, whatever lineage,
FBA.
FBA,
Yeah.
whatever lineage-based perspective that you come from, you have to be informed, but not only be informed, but get engaged, right? I mean, that's the most important thing. We could talk on YouTube all day, and this is just another platform to inform the community. But if you're not active, right, in doing that, and I think we should also kind of look at what's going on in Fulton County, because like, I don't know, I just heard, I know Kim, you're more on Twitter than I am, but I just heard like people just haven't attended what's, I guess they're having now like public hearings where people can actually attend.
Right.
I don't
And it's
know.
been very low attended the first few meetings. So let's hope that picks up. Like you said, I mean, people have to get involved and get engaged. And, be there. That's just, how this system is working. If you don't show up, you don't get involved, then they say, oh, they don't want nothing. They're not saying nothing, so they must not want nothing. And they'll just move right on to the next, to
Well,
the
and
next.
when they say they're not saying anything, that's because you're not demanding that they take up your issue. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? It's just like we have to be there, we have to be engaged, and like you said, you more we have to know that as a citizen of this United States, and especially here in California, we have that right,
Well,
to do that.
yeah, and it's just it's amazing. We'll have all these like conferences, dealing with reparations. I'm not going to put anybody on blast right now, but we'll have all these conferences about reparations. But when there's legislation or there's a chance, right, that the cities, the states, and hopefully the federal soon or later, um, will put things up like the OMB, right? And shout out to all the family that came through for the OMB, putting their perspective on how they think that, the black community slash African American community should be called, right? That was participation, right?
Hmm.
So just because you have all these conferences and these community listening sessions, they're great because you want people to get informed, right? But when the government says, look, we're actually having the opportunity for you to get, tell us how you feel, and then you don't do that, then you get what you get. It's like, well, you had an opportunity to do that, and I don't know why that is. I mean,
Well,
it could be a number of things.
they counting on it for one thing. They counting on
Yeah.
it. That's why we have to take charge.
Right. And
You know.
that's why there's another opportunity to, at least listen in to what's going on with the OMB census findings. And that will take place on Tuesday, October 17th. We're going to try to get it up here for you and viewers right here at ETM Media. And
Absolutely.
before we get out of here, I just wanted to, put up this
Mm.
slide, make sure that Tulsa massacre survivor Hughes Van Ellis passes away at 102. So again, he's 102 years old and still did not get the justice and redress that he deserved.
Mm-mm-mm.
So ashe to Mr.
Ashe.
Hughes Van
And
Ellis.
and when you watch that, I think it's a Singleton movie again. Oh no, that was Greenwood. That was another one. Okay, yeah. But I'm just saying, when you watch those kind of movies, and you know that the people were alive and well, and this is what happens. They pass away without any justice. I think a couple of years ago they did take three of the survivors over to Ghana and dressed them up, and
Put Air Force
yeah,
Ones on them. It was
yeah,
a big show of
symbolism.
symbolism.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks,
Okay.
EPA Reparations. We appreciate you as
Preach.
always.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So before we go out, we want to play this video. Kim,
Again, highlighting the importance of providing testimony and getting involved. What you'll see here is actually my very first testimony ever, ever. This
Mm.
was my first test. This is when I realized I had to get involved and, get my testimony on the record. So this is at the first AB 3121 hearing that I attended. And, there wasn't even a task force at this time. This was in May of 2020. There was no task force. There was just a bill that we were trying to get pushed through the legislative cycle. So that's what you'll see in this is upcoming clip. And again, it gives more context to the case that I recently filed against the city of Sacramento.
and Kim, roughly when was this?
May 11th, 2020.
May 11th, 2020. Okay.
Yes. So actually, this was like my first outing out of the house during the COVID lockdown. So I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that I had to be there and I had to, share my testimony. But it was kind of a little unnerving. This was the first time being out the house since quarantine, and the world had changed quite a bit. Even getting into the Capitol building, That's back when they had all the, protocols in place. So it was really a surreal experience. But
Mm.
this is why it's important for us to get involved, and get active. I hope that my testimony at the AB 3121 hearing on this date, helped, in getting the decision to move the bill forward passed. So we all got to do our part.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I don't know if I'm gonna try to get my mother on the show one day, if I want to do an interview with her one day, but she has a very interesting story growing up in Portland, and her finding out later that she got robbed, basically for her. She was actually going to be one of the first black up in Portland. They have what they call the Rose Parade.
Mm.
And she found out that they stuffed the ballot boxes.
Mm.
So yeah, I definitely want to tell her story too as well. So there's a lot of stories that we need to tell, Darlene, and I hope for your aunt and your mom that you're able to capture some of their stories. If not on video, then at least you guys have them orally passed down. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. Hmm.
Yes, but I say testify against your transgressions and get it put on the public record.
Absolutely. All right, fam. Well, let's get to it. We're going to watch Kim for about 2 minutes do her commentary and her testimony, and then we'll go out the outro. We'll see y'all next
Thank you so
Sunday.
much.
Thank
Next
you.
Sunday.
Thank you.
Sunday at 10 a.m.
10
right here on
a.m.
in the Mass Media
PST.
PST.
Peace
All right,
and
fam.
reparations.
Peace and reparations.
Peace and reparations.
Hello, this is Jessica Bartholow with the Western Center
Hang
on
on
Poverty.
hang on the
Also-
phone, Jessica.
Oh.
Hold on just a second. All right. In
Hi,
the room,
my name
please.
is Kim Mims, and I'm here. I stand in
Oh, I
support
apologize.
of AB 3121 for the same reasons that Dr. Weber states and my ADOS counterparts here. But I also have a story of more of a personal nature. Now you say we've got time here, but no, seriously, if they're not going to the establishment, if you will, not going to give us an opportunity to make livable wages and to flourish in this American society. I once believed in the American dream. I've been looking for a job that pays a livable wage for the last 7 years, and 3 of those have been with the city of Sacramento. I pass all of their tests and go through all of the hoops that you're supposed to go through, and I just sit on those lists and I never get a call. So when the Creative Edge economy came to town, it was a grant application that they were looking for from the city, from creatives. I put in a pitch for a film community with local initiatives because nothing like that existed in Sacramento. So, I provided them with the intel to put this whole city office together, which they did. I didn't even have the opportunity to interview for the position. And of course it went to, a white lady, which is pretty typical in the city of Sacramento. So again, if we're not gonna get the opportunity to compete on a competitive economic level, then we need reparations, or it's gonna be extension for the black race at this point. So thank you.
Thank you. All right.